Alright, so this is actually the second time I'm starting this stream. Apparently there was an issue with OBS capturing the game in full screen, which caused basically OBS wasn't capturing whenever the game screen make any changes. It just stuck. So we'll be starting all over again. I went about, I think, 15 minutes into the game the first time, so I guess we'll do it again. Right, I'll keep an eye just to make sure everything's working now. Yes, let's start a new game. Right, snow, and snow again. It's cold and gloomy out there. Some people like the snow. For them, snow means New Year fun, snowball fights, sled ride, snowman. But I've never liked it, except for during my early childhood when Santa Claus was real and the gifts were interesting. But all this is in the past. I felt it especially hard when I started to live on my own. Since then, almost every winter evening I feel alone. I have some friends, of course. I always have fun with them when we're together. But do I really have any close friends anymore? I did have two true friends, Vitaly and Lena. Lena recently married and moved to the other side of the city. She rarely has time to see old friends these days. Vitaly gave up his dream of being a rock star, dressed up in a suit, and is now climbing the corporate ladder in another city. Since then, life has become dull and grey for me. Of course, you can go meet new people, have fun, relax, dance, enjoy people's company. But everyone I meet when I go out are boring and shallow. I wish I could find people with similar interests. Back to work tomorrow. Sometimes I wonder where the word work came from. Seems to me somehow it's more like slavery. Nothing ever changes. I'd better go to bed. And this is Vlad, the second character. You morons, learn to play the game properly. Yes, you. How is it my fault that you're getting lag? Damn, why do I constantly end up with newbies on my team? Yeah, so I actually tried to do this earlier. Press Ctrl G Alt Y T Shift R to delete print screen. It's not possible unless you have 3 hands. Again? Stupid machine. That does it, I'm done. Time for a coffee break. Oops, I had no idea that it was that late already. I'm going to be a mess tomorrow. And what about the weather? Look at the weather. It's too snowy. Yeah, so I assume that this noise supposed to be snow. Some snow, they said. No, too much snow. Snow, and snow again. It's that quiet out there. Am I wasting my life here? I can sit back and play games now, but what about my future? Maybe it's time for a change, to find a permanent job. Ugh, giving myself a headache here. Back to the computer, before I drive myself insane. In the bank. Okay, so Sveta is employee at the bank. Of course, you can make use of our services at any time. Thank you for being with us. Goodbye. I'm sick and tired of those stupid people. People have told me that I shouldn't be in customer service, but I thought I knew better than them. What an idiot. And now I have to serve this arrogant lot day after day because of this. So previously I was saying that how do I put this? It could actually be a problem with her own attitude, which I think will become more obvious a bit later. I wish I hadn't declined when they offered me that position in procurement. Hello, how can I help you? Hi, I would like to... Well, a nice young man, again. Another one of those narcissistic idiots who don't care about anyone but themselves. See, this is what I am talking about. She just judges people right off the bat, before they get any chance to even say or do anything besides a greeting. And again, I had to wear that smile on duty, which looks so idiotic, and I had to listen to him with a straight face and provide him or sad answers. Also, one of the reasons why customers get kind of pissed off usually is because The customer service are required to provide assistance from a list of set answers, which usually doesn't do much to help. And it's only until much later, after they've gone through all the checklists of mundane stuff, that you actually start to get the right people to help you. I'm so tired of all this. Can you help me? Oh, I'm sorry. Could you repeat that, please? Well, why did I bother asking if she's not going to listen in the first place? You see, from the customer's point of view here, from Sveta's point of view, she immediately judged that this Vlad was a narcissistic idiot. And from Vlad's point of view is, here's a customer service rep who's not even doing her job. There, isn't it her job to help customers? Now I'm standing here wasting my time with her. I've got enough problems without adding to them. You know, I think I'll use the services of another bank. Bye. Wait, please, maybe I can still help you. Well, I've lost another customer again. So you can tell that she's done this many times, so it's no wonder that customers are not happy with her, especially those repeat customers or return customers. Which means another lecture from the supervisor again. As if it's my fault that the bank never has enough employees. It's really not my job to just stand here and listen to all these people. Then what exactly is your job? As it is, I should be on holidays now. This is the third year in a row that I haven't had a Christmas vacation. All these little things keep piling up and making my life hell. I should stop brooding about it. The weather is really fine today. I really get a chance to go out and enjoy such a beautiful day. It was snowing hard yesterday, but today is like a warm spring afternoon. Okay, I've decided. It's so fine a day to travel home by bus, so I'll walk instead. At least I'll get some fresh air. Besides, it's not that far to go. Yuck, slush, disgusting. This weather is awful. The boss forced me to walk these documents over to the other side of the city. So, same day, same weather, two different person with two different perspective. That's quite interesting. So I guess you can tell from here that Sveta's a bit over pessimist, while Vlad, although he may rage during a gaming session, is slightly more positive. The boss forced me to walk these documents over to the other side of the city. I mean, half of the other workers at the bank have their own cars. Why not ask them? There is no transport at all. Maybe the walk is not such a bad alternative. But do I really have to put up with all this mud and slush as well? Where are those beautiful days I enjoyed in my youth? The sun was always warm and shining, birds singing in the trees. I have a feeling that the sun is warm and shining and there might be some birds in the trees. I'm not so sure. I suppose this is winter. Yeah, it's called winter novel. So maybe not so much birds. It's just a different season, I guess. Hey, okay, I'll get there somehow. It's my fault that I'm out here anyway. Later that evening. Hi girls, how great was it that we finally made it to the cafe today? I even breathed fresh air a bit. I haven't been anywhere for a long time. The supervisor won't even let me go on vacation. Sveta, you're the great material, my sympathies. Oh, by the way, have you heard what's happened recently? And back to Vlad. Maybe I shouldn't have been so angry with that girl earlier today. Looked like she was just having a bad day. We all have those. Yeah, I'm beginning to like Vlad. What am I worrying about that for? And why am I playing online? Time to get to work. Glad I'm able to work from home on the net. You aren't bothered by anyone. Have coffee breaks when you want. Work at your own pace. That night. I'm glad the day is over. Finally, I'm home. Time to make tea. Then read a book in bed and just forget the whole day. I wish I was one of those heroes in my books. You can do whatever you want, and the best thing of all, you know that you're going to have a happy ending. I've read books that doesn't exactly have a happy ending. Alright? And their worlds are much more interesting than this dull frozen reality. If only I could be there. Well, it's called fiction for a reason. I know they are products of someone's imagination, but they are so wonderful compared to my life. Oh, she's sleeping in her jeans. I assume she's in her jeans. Wait, hold on. Did I miss something? Nope. And only often in a dream does one return to their childhood. The only time where they can feel truly contented. Day 1, Monday. My nephew surfed in the internet yesterday and made a comparative analysis of websites. Really now? You're the boss, the owner of the bank, listening to advice from his nephew. Shouldn't you be listening, or shouldn't you be discussing all this in the board of directors meeting or something? He said that our site does not meet modern design trends and has very poor functionality. We need to fix this urgently. We must correspond at the highest level. All of our competitors think we are a laughingstock. If I found out that the boss of my bank is taking advice from his nephew, I'd be worried. So, Svetlana Borisovna will be assisting the programmer we'll be bringing in. And I'm guessing that will be Vlad. But be warned, this is your last chance. If you can't deal well with customers, will you be able to deal with a single programmer? If you can't, you know that the company does not need useless people. Hey, is that a threat? Yes, of course, I'll do my best. He can't dismiss me. I work like a slave from morning till night. Where will you find another idiot like me who would do this kind of work? You're putting too much on me. Maybe you should quit. No? If you're that unhappy with it. If your job, I mean. Good morning, Svetlana Borisovna. I would like to introduce you to Vladislav Yurevich. Vladislav will be dealing with the technical aspects of the site. Svetlana will control all the processes and be guiding the general direction of the project. Our expert has provided me with a report on his analysis. This better not be from your nephew. Our website is fine overall, but some sections are requiring urgent updating. Not to mention, some of the contact information is completely out of date. We have to process these updates manually, so you'll have to work together to resolve this. I think the bank needs an IT department, or at least someone to manage their site. I'm pretty sure you need a whole department to do it. All the security issues and all. Refer to the technical task list for more details. Vladislav Yurevich, I understand that we're paying higher than the regular contract fee for this order. We are needing this project completed as soon as possible. There's no room for error. You've got excellent references, so we've decided to hire you for this task. Don't disappoint us. Yeah, I know what he's thinking. Those references are the last thing that he's interested in. I can already see what's coming. They'll give me a huge task, expect it to be completed within a ludicrously short time frame, and then pay me a pittance for all of my hard work. This is true. I can see that happening actually. They're bringing in a contractor because they know they can get away with paying me a quarter of the standard salary rates. But compared with my previous contracts, this order is really big. Keep in mind, the deadline is in 1 week. If you don't manage to do all the work, we will abort the project. Well, this update really is necessary. So if they get it finished on time, fine, I'll pay. But there's nothing to stop me from overloading them with additional requirements that they'll never be able to finish within the deadline. Yeah, I do not like this person at all. He's clearly trying to have a free cake. And in that case, according to the contract, we are perfectly within our rights to withhold payments for the work provided. I would like to have this contract looked over by a lawyer. Vlad hasn't noticed that clause in the contract. He signed it without a detailed look. That goof. Vlad. You should always look over it. In fact, I'm not really sure, but shouldn't Vlad be the one to come up with a contract as well? He's a contractor after all, isn't he? Dot 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 dot. Oh great, here I am stuck with that inattentive girl from yesterday. This sucks. I have to do everything by myself. Of course, it's good when someone brings in a professional for this kind of work and they trust him enough to allow him to use his own discretion. But I can already see it in their eyes that these people will all be like this. I don't like it, do it differently. It's nonsense. How can you work with it like that? And then I have to try and explain to them that ASCII green color is a bad choice for a corporate website. And that you have to start from scratch when you've almost completed the project and they suddenly ask for all these changes. Actually, know the feeling. Not happening. If they don't give me a complete task list up front, they'll keep changing each step and I'll be stuck here until they finally make up their minds. I'm not having that. Don't you actually need to have this complete task list before you have a contract? Otherwise, how do you know the scope of the job and how much to charge? On the other hand, this order is very tasty. I usually get contracted for small orders which don't pay much. And finally, here's my chance at a big paycheck. Okay, I'll give it a shot. Yeah, I don't think you thought that through well enough. Hi there, sounds like we'll be working together. I'm looking forward to it. They've piled up the work on me again, and again I can't refuse, because they can fire me at a whim if I do. What could I do if that happened? My work experience is next to nothing. You should definitely quit. I have to make a living somehow, pay the rent. Looks like I have to work with this complete jerk. I don't understand why would you think he's a jerk just because he walked out? Because you weren't paying attention to him. He'll show us his true colors and probably end up being completely useless. See, you're judging people again. And I'll end up having to do everything. I'm so sick and tired of this. I've made up my mind. I'll make the boss give me my vacation time next week, otherwise I'll kick the bucket here. Hello. Yes, I'm looking forward to it as well. Let's start with the terms of reference. So we're at the end of the day. Well done, good job. Yeah, at least we've now got a plan in place to work through. Yes, this will help us save time when we get started. Would you like some tea? Yes, please. Svetlana, I just wanted to say that you're not only a professional, but you're also really great to work with. You're very polite. Of course, it's part of my job to work with people. That's great. Do you like it here? To be honest, I find it very difficult to work with people. I don't understand how you can do something that you don't like. What would you rather be doing? Me? I like to be a princess at court in a romance novel. Or perhaps a magician, fighting evil in a high fantasy. Okay. Wow, you're fond of reading books like me. And you like the fantasy genre too. Who's your favorite author? Please don't say J.K. Rowling. Well, I have no favorite author as such. I read a great number of them. Yeah, I said that please don't say J.K. Rowling because I feel like it's just... Nothing against J.K. Rowling, I love Harry Potter. I just feel like to put it in here is a bit tasteless, I guess. But it's good that they came out with this line instead. I have no favorite author. I've recently read Grinenko. I liked it very much. I suppose that's a actual Russian author. Oh, okay. Oh, same here. If she structured her stories properly, she'll be at the top of the fantasy bestsellers list. Oh, here comes the boss. Let's get back to work. I'm beat. It is still easier to deal with technology than with people. As always, it's easier working on the side of stuff than trying to work out exactly what the customer wants. Sveta looked exhausted. Is she overloaded there? Or maybe she just missed her lunch break. We read the same books. I'd never have guessed. She looks like an overdressed doll and nothing more. Well, that doesn't matter. The main thing is that there will be no problems. I can tell from my previous orders, as soon as we're done, we're likely to never cross paths again. with a lot of work ahead of us. I'll worry about that later. Now it's time for a game. I wonder, what do you play? Must be some kind of FPS, I guess, if lag is such a big deal. Or maybe a MOBA. I'm exhausted. I'm fed up with all that. I can barely move. I came to work expecting to be a regular day, and ended up having to help with that garbage instead. By garbage, do you mean Vlad, or do you mean the project itself? Who needs all these weird printouts anyway, and why am I the only one who has to run around doing the deliveries? Ah, alright, something else. What am I, a courier? But it's not enough to just deliver them. They don't like what you've brought, or you're there too early. Or they end up not needing that stuff in the first place, and never a word of thanks. Bastards. 5 years at a university, and this is what I get for my efforts? What's the point in me writing up all these papers at night? All these papers all night if they're no use to anyone in the first place? I wonder if she'll mention what she studied for 5 years at the university. I'm furious. It's 9:30 already, and I've still done nothing around the house because of my tiredness. Now I have to spend another whole weekend cleaning up. Oh well, time for my book. I stopped at an interesting point yesterday. Wait, hold on. She mentioned weekend. I'm pretty sure it was Monday. Yeah, right. So you're gonna leave your mess there until the end of the week? And from the sounds of it, again? Good morning, Miss Svetlana. Are you ready to get started? What's first on our list? Database structure. Good morning, don't. Okay, let's begin. By the way, can you please not keep calling me miss? Call me by name only. Svetlana, okay? Sure. Are you okay? You look really tired. I was up late reading a book I was really getting into. After a while. Okay, break time's over. We have to get back to work, otherwise we'll end up behind schedule. The project is a huge task list, so I won't be doing what I've done with previous orders and process everything on the last day of submission. Svetlana, I'm back. Hello? Svetlana? Oh dear. What's up with her? Is she asleep? Haha, look at her. When she's asleep, she looks so happy. Damn, her boss is coming. She'll really get it if he sees her sleeping on the job. Whispering. Svetlana, wake up! Svetlana, wake up! Your boss is coming this way. Hey, wake up! Sveta, get up, please! Come on, Sveta! Well, hello, how's everything going? Good afternoon. The project is in full swing. We're currently working on a database. Excellent. Sounds like you're working hard. And what about Svetlana? Is she asleep? No. No, I'm not. How could you even think I'd do that? I just been looking for my pencil under the table. Well then, carry on, and don't forget about the deadline. Actually, I don't understand why Svetlana has to be with Vlad the whole day. Since Vlad will probably spend most of the time coding. Something that will be pretty boring for Svetlana. Well, Sveta, you've really taken sleeping on a job and turned it into an art form, haven't you? What about you, Vlad? Someone's bound to notice eventually if you keep taking these little breaks from work all the time. Well, I can't help it. I'm used to working alone at home, so I've never had to worry about supervisors watching my every move. Get used to it fast. The only thing you must always remember when you're around your boss is to look like you're constantly working like a dog. You need to learn how to manage your time and make sure to find time for rest. Oh. Well, looks like they're opening up to each other. That's cool. Yeah, maybe. Is it just me, or are we a lot more relaxed with each other after that whole thing with the boss? Oh, definitely. The first step to becoming a team. Anyway, let's get back to work. We haven't checked the database structure yet. The end of the working day. This is hopeless. We don't have enough time to finish all of this. Come on, Sveta, this is just our second day. There's still plenty of time to get this done. If I have to, I'll work through the night before the submission deadline to make sure everything is finished. I've done that plenty of times before. Really? Are you sure? Here, take a good look at the task list. You've got 100 or so pages to process. 100? That's not possible within a week. Or even a month. Not only do we have to make sure the database is sound, there's all this documentation that we need to update or add. Seriously? I usually process small orders. I'm not sure if I can manage this kind of workload. Well, I can tell you right now that at this rate we definitely won't finish by the deadline. And you know what that means. Yeah, what should we do? Well, I suggest that we put in some overtime, but the bank closes at 5:30 PM sharp, so that won't work for us. Then I have an idea. Formally, Svetlana, are you free tonight? I would like to invite you to the cafe. What? So we can keep working. Haha, well, Vladislav, since you insist, then I agree to go to the cafe with you. After all, time is very short. If we don't manage to get our work in on time, there will be a lot of problems. Well, that's great. Let's meet up at 6:30 in the cafe near the circus. Okay, and don't forget to bring all the papers and a laptop. Evening in the cafe. Wow, how did you know that in the evening this cafe is almost empty? You can work here in relative peace and quiet. This comes with being a freelancer. You get to know all the places where and when it's possible to work, in case you have to share a flat with somebody and can't work from home. Many people in this line of work first started when they were living in hostel. It's almost impossible to work there, you know. Yet, a customer can call at any time. That's why you have to be mobile. And the performance at the circus today has been quite popular, so most of the people are there watching it. Well, we'll get out of here when the performance ends. There'll be crowds of people here afterwards. The performance finishes late, so we've got plenty of time. And to you, this just comes with the job. It's not as easy as I thought. I've always thought that you can just sit and click away with the mouse. Well, it always looks easy from someone else's perspective. Let's take these papers for example. At first glance, it looks like all you need to do is follow the instructions step by step, and you won't have any problems, right? It seems like even a robot can handle it, but it's never that simple. There's a lot of work that goes into it which people not in the field can understand. Well, yes, we need higher education, not just for showing off. By the way, you fell asleep at your desk today, you know. Why? Well, I was up reading till 3 AM again, and I must be at work at 8 o'clock, so I didn't get enough sleep. Besides, I find it easier to work at night. Aha, same here. I can't understand people who are early birds. But what can I do? Every weekday we have to come to work by 8 o'clock sharp. I feel like a zombie every morning, but look on the bright side. I know the morning work routine so well I can practically do it in my sleep, so there's no harm in me being halfway there already. Hehe. Well, it's great that works for you, but that's certainly not for me. No way in hell. Okay, early riser, let's get back to work. Cafe, later that evening. Even after all we've done here tonight, we're still not going to have enough time to finish. There's just too much to get through. Sveta, take it easy. Okay, so we haven't taken a few things into account with our scheduling. It happens to everyone. We have enough work without all this. We've been at this for what, 12 hours already? What was the point? It feels like we've hardly accomplished anything at all here. So what are you talking about? We're slowly getting there, I think. Tomorrow we'll have to work at the same rate. I'm fed up. It's time to go home. I need to get some sleep. Otherwise, I won't be able to focus on anything at all tomorrow. Well, I guess you're right, Sveta. See you tomorrow. Day 3. Morning. You look terrible. Were you up all night reading that book again? Oh, well, I did try to get some decent rest. I went to bed shortly after I got home. We might as well get started for the day. Sure, we'll continue with the documentation and see how the others go with the new structure. Here's the website team. How's it going? Everything well? We've come across a few issues, but we're almost finished with troubleshooting them. We were working through them at the cafe yesterday. Heck, sounds like they're ahead of schedule. So, what should I do? If they keep up at this pace, they'll be finished soon, and I'll have to pay them in full. This guy is an ass. If I didn't promise to pay at such a high rate on a contract, there wouldn't be a problem. We don't have the funds spare to pay them. But The bank is working through a very lucrative business deal. All our finances have been allocated to it, so we just don't have the money to pay for our website team. So you knew from the very beginning that you wouldn't be able to pay them? I need to fix this right now. If I throw more work at them, then they won't be able to finish the website in time, and their problem will be solved. By the way, Svetlana, something has come up. We have our annual tax verification coming up, and I need your assistance with that right away. But Vladislav can do this without me. Sure he can, he's a smart guy. I think he'll be fine. Okay then, let's get this done as soon as possible so I can get back to work here. Yes, of course. Let's get to it. She's going to take on so much, she'll be swamped. By the way, Svetlana, have you prepared that monthly report for tomorrow's meeting? Heck, that damn report. I haven't even started it. With all this project work, I haven't had the time to even think about it. Of course it's ready. It's my responsibility. Okay. I'll look forward to your review tomorrow morning. Closer to dinner time. Glad your work is really dropping behind. Did something happen? Nothing. So, what's the problem? I'm just tired. Well, put yourself together, okay? Yeah. Don't give me that yeah response. You've got that spaced out look again. Look, it's almost dinner time. So how about you take an early break and get out for a walk? The fresh air will help you focus on work when you get back. Okay. Vlad's not back yet. He shouldn't be too far away. He's really taking his time. Oh dear, did something happen to Vlad? That does it, I can do it all by myself. I'm phoning his mobile. Damn, he's not answering. Vlad, why didn't you answer my call earlier? Sorry, I thought what? Do you even know what time it is? No, what? Wake up, blockhead. You should have been back at the office ages ago. I can't work on the site without you. Oh, it's that late already? I hadn't noticed. Okay, what's going on with you? I'm really worried. To be honest, I don't usually deal with this kind of workload. I'm used to working from home by myself with no set schedule. All I've ever had to do is get my work done on time, but there's always plenty of time before the cutoff date. Not like this project. So what, you're telling me you're feeling a bit worn down is all? You'll be back to your normal self in no time. Sorry, did you say something? I missed that. There you go spacing out on me again. Look, things aren't that bad, okay? Yes, we have a lot of work to do and not much time to do it, but we can handle it, right? Then after we finish here, not only will you have a big payday, you'll also have built up a reputation for being an excellent developer. That's got to be a worthy goal, don't you think? Does all that really matter? Maybe I should stick with what I know. Do you really believe that? You wanted your life to change, right? Well, this is your chance. I know it's a big step, but if you keep pushing forward, I can guarantee that all that we've done here will be worth it. We just have to keep at it. If you quit now, then nothing will change. That's a pretty big change of attitude from Sveta. Yeah, maybe you're right. This is probably my best shot at changing my life. There you go. You're sounding better already. Everything will be fine. Yeah, I don't want to have people think that I'm a whiner. Just wish we could squash that mountain of work we have. Glad. Thank you for the pep talk, Sveta. I really needed that. Thank you. My pleasure. I expect to see you in full fighting form tomorrow. Absolutely. See you then. Bye. Bye. Well, Vlad's feeling better, but that really took it out of me. I've convinced him to keep going. Now I just have to believe this will all work out myself. Oh, okay. Yeah, now in day 4. I'm guessing we have to be finished by Friday? Or is it by Sunday? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today, one more month of hard work has come to an end. All of you have been working very hard. And now, I would like each of you to present your report about your achievements and results of work. Okay, let's get down to business. We'll start with... I'm so tired. That's odd. When I'm up reading late at night, I feel fine in the morning. And even though I'm not going to bed earlier, I feel like I'm getting no sleep at all. Why won't this fatigue go away? This blasted meeting. I shouldn't have to be here. Never mind, I'll just sit here and let everyone else do the talking. I shouldn't be bothered by anyone. Svetlana Borisovna, are you still with us? would you be so kind to present your report for the last month? Oh sure, this month I have made progress with. I can just read it off the report and then I can take it easy for the rest of the meeting. I had no idea that presenting a report was so easy compared with preparing one. That concludes my report. Excuse me? What was that? That's all? Is that some kind of joke? Where's the rest of it? What about those tasks from last month that you haven't finalized yet? Well, we've been focused on the website, uploading the documents, and that's no excuse. If you can't handle our workload, then you're not good enough to hold your position. Are you sure you should be sitting here with us and not in the closet with the cleaners? Unlike you, they seem to cope with their work. But the figures for the last month are almost on target. Almost? We're talking about the previous month, and from what I can tell, so far you've been falling behind with this current month's work. Absolutely disgraceful. Department Manager, what is your opinion on Svetlana Borisovna's current performance? I can't say that she's bad at her job, but perhaps she's too young to maintain focus on priorities. But to think that she was found sleeping at her workstation, that's awful. I was not sleeping. I'm always putting my best at work. Alright, that's all for today for you, Svetlana. You're excused from the rest of the meeting. I want you to go out and have a good long think, not what you are doing. Let me remind you that we don't need employees that can cope with their responsibilities. I hope you understand what will happen if you keep missing your quota. Sveta, what happened? Your eyes are all red. Have you been crying? No, I'm not. Nothing happened. Don't give me that. I can see something's wrong. What is it? Hey, why do you care? It's not like it affects you. What do you mean, why do you care? Of course I do. We're a team. So what? That doesn't mean you get the right to poke your nose into my business. Sveta? Come on, this isn't like you. I'm sorry, my boss was shouting at me for most of the meeting today, and I'm now an absolute wreck. Absolute wreck. Sorry I lost my temper at you like that. Do you mind if I have a break? I should be fine after I settle down with a cough. Sure, try not to worry about it so much. I'm sure everything will work out just fine. I wish I had your confidence. They're just going back and forth, aren't they? Hey now, what's happened to the woman who was doing all that reassuring on the phone last night? Come on, everything will be fine. But take a good look here. Do you really think we can get all of this done on time? What other choice is there? We keep at it and we'll make it happen. I really do wish I had your confidence. I had your self-confidence. Okay, let's get back to it. Even the section about our company needs to be changed. Vlad, what the heck are you doing? I'm just working through the... What do you mean? I told you that you should make the structure according to the project plan. When was that? Monday? Remember, we never finished it and agreed to discuss it later. What's so unclear here? Just stick to the program until we get to where we left off. Okay, you're right. I'm a little off today. I'll go and get some air, okay? I promise I won't be gone long. Okay, but be quick, please. We still have a lot of work ahead of us. Affirmative. This unit will comply. Wait, hold on. I just realized something. So far it feels more like just a novel. I haven't done any decision making. So it looks like I might have mistaken this. I think it's called let me see. Kinetic novel. Yeah. I might have mistaken a kinetic novel for a visual novel. Oh dear. Oh well. Get out of here, you comedian. Sveta is absolutely one thing. She's completely snowed under with her work. I wouldn't have thought her boss would do that to her. I have to help her somehow. If she keeps enduring this kind of pressure, she's going to fall apart. She's so stressed out with worry that she can't concentrate on anything. There's got to be something I can do to help her set her mind at ease. Here I am. What took you so long? I've been stuck here buried in all this work. Private Vlad, reporting for duty. Enough with the jokes already. Sit down and get back to work. We're running out of time as it is. Just a second, Sveta. I bought a little gift for you. I'm pretty sure you'll like it. Is that a flower? Oh, okay. Oh hey, how did you know that I like milk chocolates? It looks like a flower to me. Didn't I tell you? I'm the greatest magician in the world. I have knowledge and power beyond imagining. Hey, actually I just noticed that all your bookmarks are made from milk chocolate wrappers. Well, I'll have it later. Let's get back to work. No, you need to have it right now. Huh? Why? Because, come on Sveta, you didn't get a break for lunch. You didn't even get a break for lunch. Well, okay then. Thanks for this, Vlad. Great, I'll go and make us some coffee. So at the end of the working day, finally we're making some headway. In the past hour, we've put in as much work as we did all of yesterday. Excuse me, Vladislav, but could you help me for a moment? Something is wrong with my PC, and our help desk officer is away on a business trip. Hey, this is outside the job scope. Sorry, I'd like to help, but I just don't have enough time. But tomorrow I need to hand in some documents that are stored on a hard drive. Okay Vlad, go and help her. I can handle things by myself for a while. Actually, what is Sveta doing? Sveta, are you sure? Yeah, I should be fine if it doesn't take too long to help out. I'm pretty sure Sveta isn't doing the programming. Maybe just data input, I guess? Maybe? Changing the text on the about the company page? Okay, I'll be back soon. Vlad's been gone for ages, I hate to admit it, but it's not as easy to get through this without him here. We're a lot faster working together as a team. This is taking too long. I wonder how Sveta's doing. I better hurry this up. Wow, so it took an hour. What's wrong with me? I wish Vlad would come back soon. Maybe he's not as bad as I thought he was. Alright, that's it, no more. I've helped out enough for one day. It's high time I get back to Sveta. Ooh, what is she doing? Hi Sveta, sorry I'm so late. That's okay, I'm still working through everything. Did you get much done? Not much at all, I'm afraid. It's a lot easier when you're here to help. Well, not to worry, we'll knuckle down and push through the rest this afternoon. Hopefully. I think I overestimated myself. I'm exhausted. We've been here for half an hour and we've barely done anything at all. Yeah, and we don't have time. We don't have the time left to do much more today anyway. Good point. Let's go home. Tomorrow we can start fresh. Good. See you tomorrow then. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow is another day. Aha, Friday. What a beautiful Friday. He's happy. If I continue to overload the web team, he won't be able to make the deadline. Genius. I'm an absolute genius. Alright Svetlana, have you finally prepared the debt report that you didn't present at yesterday's meeting? But what about the website? Isn't that more important? Today's the last day and we need time to finish it. I see. Nonetheless, the bank won't put the rest of your duties on hold just because you're having difficulties managing your work. You must see everything through. If you can't, don't bother starting in the first place. Are these reports really that important? As you've said, they are already overdue. Is one more day going to matter? That's just it. They are past due by a whole week, Svetlana. Do you not understand that it's because of you that the final report for the entire bank is overdue? Do you not understand what kind of cost these delays can cause? That's it. Twist the knife in and let her own conscience do the tormenting for me. This guy's a huge ass. Of course, it's her fault that we've passed the submission date for the final report, but given that the terms of agreement we have to ensure no penalty costs, what does it matter? Given that the terms of agreement we have ensures no penalty costs. Yeah. I hope the bank goes bankrupt. But there is still no excuse for such tardiness, although this does give me an opportunity to delay her and miss the deadline for making the site. But I had no idea I was causing so many problems. I'll fix this, I'll make up for everything. Well then, see what you do. Good morning Sveta, how are you feeling? Up and ready to get started. We've just got the finishing touches to do with the structure now. Hey, what's this? I don't like seeing that look in your eyes. What's happened now? No, it's nothing really. I just ran into the chief earlier and he was going on and on about how important those blasted finance reports are and how I shouldn't have any problems with getting them done. And he's right, you know. All you have to do is make sure your calculations are correct, but it takes time to review and there's not enough time to do that and work on the website. But it turns out that because of me, the final report is overdue by more than a week. And you believe all his bluster was real? Come on, Sveta, don't you know that's what a lot of bosses do? They have this crazy idea that it helps people work more efficiently when they're intimidated. But the final report hasn't been provided yet. So what? Do you think that's all your fault? You have been working hard for a whole week, completely focused on the website. And as far as I can tell, copies of your data are stored on a backup server that the accounting department as well as your own PC. So if anyone needs to access your work, they can get a hold of it from there. But what if the backups are wrong? No one else reviews them, so it's my responsibility to make sure that they're completely accurate. If there's an error that was missed in the final report, I don't want to think about what would happen then. Look, if you think that these reports are really important, then how about you just take the time out to get them done now? Once they're done with, we can get back to working on the site together. Come to think of it, we've cleared a lot of documentation which I just need to add to the data management system. That's a one-person job, so this is perfect timing. Are you sure? Okay, I'll be back before you know it. I wonder what's really bothering her. Yesterday we worked quite well together and she was fine, even with all the problems with her boss. So why is she so on edge today? I need to find a better way to keep her spirits up. Sveta, here you are. Here's my little website expert. We have a bank audit coming up, so you need to complete these forms here right away. We need to get this done immediately. If it's overdue, not only will the bank receive a considerable fine, the employees' wages will be affected. But no buts, this is very urgent. Also, when you finish, come over to my office. I have some questions for you regarding last month's report. Okay. These forms are so complicated, and of course I have to drop everything and get them done right away. Come on, Sveta, get it together. The boss wants to see you afterwards too. Remember, whatever he says to you, everything is going to be fine. We'll have plenty of time to complete the website. Then we've got the weekend to relax afterwards. Okay, here goes nothing. Okay, this is bugging me. The more I think of it, the more I'm convinced that the boss is setting up Sveta to fail. If that keeps happening, she could very well give up and quit. Svetlana, I've had enough of having to deal with your problems all day, but they just keep building up. What do you mean? What's happened now? You very well know what volume of cash flows we deal with on a daily basis and how tightly we have to monitor them. So how can you allow yourself to make all these mistakes? This is our customers' money we're talking about here, you know. Here, look, the data we have in your report does not match the final figures. How can that be? I verified everything. Really? So what happened then? From what I can tell, you used yesterday's exchange rates instead of today's listed rates. What were you thinking? That can't be right. Every time before I begin my calculations, I check the current exchange rate through the computer. How could you have done that when the network was down? The connection failure icon wasn't clear enough for you? But no more excuses. For the next 3 months you lose your bonus. Consider yourself lucky, that's all I'm doing. Now get out of my office and don't bother going back to work for the rest of the day. Sveta? By the time I worked out what was going on, she had already left. But the boss keeps putting so much strain on her. She's always looking so stressed out. How could he keep doing that to her? Well, I hope she doesn't take it too much too hard. I did warn her that sort of attitude was typical behavior of a lot of bosses I've had. From what I can tell, she's not used to having to deal with these kind of pressures. Alright then, in the meantime I'll do what I can here. When Sveta gets back later, she should be happy with our progress. An hour later. I wonder what's keeping her. Oh well, I'll keep at it. Okay, this isn't like her. She's been gone 2 hours now. If she's not back in the next half hour, I'm going to look for her. Where's Svetlana? I saw her running out of her boss's office earlier. It looked like she was in tears. Yeah, he can be a real tyrant. No one has seen Sveta since then, I don't think. So what's happened? Why is the boss so angry with her? Actually, Svetlana isn't the only one who gets bullied by our boss. Seems to be his favorite hobby to find the smallest mistake made by someone and blow it out of proportion, especially with the young employees. Those who can't bear it soon quit. But he soon gets tired of it and stops bothering you if you just put up with it and keep working. How can anyone put up with that? This kind of thing happens everywhere, so you just do. I need to do something to help her. Like what? I don't know. I just want to be able to support Sveta through all this, but she's not answering my calls. If you tried her home number, that's probably where she's gone. The boss expelled her today. I've tried her at home already, and there's been no answer. Wait, what do you mean expelled? Did he fire her? No, he's not that much of a monster. He was probably just lecturing her about office responsibilities and keeping a professional attitude like he always does, and then sent her off to consider her faults. Very few bosses would send an employee home in the middle of the day, but ours does when he gets angry enough. Damn it, I need to find her. Where does she live? I'm sorry, but we can't divulge personal information about our employees. But I want to help her. And how were you going to do that? I don't know yet. Look, what if you make things worse? Maybe she just needs to be left alone for now. But I've got to do something. I can't just sit here while she's going through all this by herself without any support. I know everyone sees her as this cheerful and carefree person, but after working with her for the past week, I now know she's quite sensitive. She hides it quite well though. Isn't it always better to have someone help cope with these kind of problems? Why must she be the exception here? I don't want her to have to deal with this by herself. You know, maybe you really could help her. Let me get you her address. Half an hour later near Sveta's door. Sveta, open up, it's me, Vlad. Come on Sveta, I know you're there. Sveta, I'm not leaving until you open up this door. You can get reported for stalking, you know. What do you want? Here, I brought you a cactus. What would I do with a cactus? I don't even like them. This does not look like a cactus. It looks like what's it called? Succulent. Yeah, succulent plant maybe. I know, but take a look at this. It's got a cool haircut. And those notches look like eyes. But it's always frowning for some reason. Such a harsh little cactus. I think it just needs some company. I've been giving flowers before, but a cactus, this is a first. This cactus is most certainly the leader of some unknown extraterrestrial civilization. You better take care of it now. I've heard that cacti remember everything. Everything. So when they come here to take over the world, you better make sure they know that you are taking care of him. Extraterrestrial civilization? Well, if you look at it that way, you can see that it's got the same awful hairstyle as you. Hey, don't be like that. I combed my hair yesterday, I think. Scarecrow. Come in. Drinking tea at the kitchen. Oh, things are definitely progressing for them. Okay, spit it out. Why a cactus of all things? I just wanted to make you smile after what happened today. I saw this cactus and thought it was a perfect thing to do just that. Yeah, today was awful. Our boss is a real tyrant. No argument there. He just kept on and on about all these little things that went wrong over the past week and blamed me for everything. You know what that feels like? I can't even begin to imagine. And I swear the calculation error wasn't my fault, but he pinned the blame for that on me as well. Awful like the smell of this aftershave, and he keeps blowing things out of proportion. You know, it's been ages since I've had anyone to talk to like this. Thank you for coming by to see me. My pleasure, anytime. So are you really agreeing with everything I've said? Of course not, but is that so important? The main thing is, I was here to listen. So what, you were just humoring me? Come here you, I'm going to beat you with this towel. You gotta catch me first. Half an hour later at the apartment door. Okay Sveta, it's getting late, so I'll head on home. I'll see you at work tomorrow, and try to cheer up, everything's going to work out fine. Okay, thanks again for coming by. Nobody has bothered listening to me, ever, not even my parents. No one cared about my achievements. And when I moved out and started living alone, everyone became a complete stranger. Friends meeting up at a cafe. Everyone is only interested in themselves. Meeting up at the cafe was just an excuse to boast about something new that had happened, or some expensive fad that bought. It was all about who was doing better in their career or on your phone. He tried to talk about any problems. They appeared to be listening, even sympathetic, but underneath it all, you could tell they just didn't care. Some were even happy to hear about how things were troubling you, made their lives look even more wonderful. This is kind of relatable actually. If you had troubles in your life, it was all your own fault. You should stop burdening other people with your failures. Yeah, it's kind of sad. If you had problems with your boss or how other people were treating you at work, again, it's all your fault that you're in such a position in the first place. You might feel that way, but really I don't think that's true at all, because you didn't make your boss an awful person. But Vlad is different. He came around to see me, just to sit there and listen. I'm glad that I'm working with him now. I need a drink. Phew. How long has it been since I've had that much fun? Just fooling around together, having a good laugh. To see no tears or stress on Sveta's face, just a great big smile. Yes, she's still got a lot of problems to deal with. They're not going away overnight, but at least I was able to help her relax, get back to a normal self. Now she can put her troubles behind her and carry on. So looks like we're gonna go all the way to day 7 Sunday. Well, it's good that there's only a few people in the bank on Saturdays. Most of the staff have the day off. There's only a few of the cashiers serving here. Yeah, I need to stop doing that. Yeah, you're right. Otherwise, we'd have to find somewhere else to sit and work. At least this way, there's next to no one here to bother us, is there? Yep. So anyway, where did we get up to yesterday? I can't remember. Then let's check our current archives. Archives. You're not wrong there. We've been at this for almost a week now, and there's enough working documents on the table here that archives suits them perfectly. Yeah, the scary thing is, what we have written down is only the current data. All the rest of our work is electronic format now. That's for sure. Okay, let's check where we left off. We've been here half an hour already, and we've hardly made any progress. Yeah, the past week has been hell, but the end is on the horizon. We just have to push through the rest of this. Yeah. We've already been here for an hour now, and only worked for about 5 minutes. This isn't going to work. Let's switch task. Good idea. Maybe the change will help motivate us. And just to be sure that we don't get in each other's way, I think we should work on separate items. At least then one of us will be able to keep focused. Sounds good. I've got a couple of changes I need to do in the data management system. Okay, I'll check those papers so they can't blame me for any errors again. We rushed through them this time, so I just want to make sure we didn't miss anything. It's better this way. I just can't get motivated this morning. This way I won't disturb Sveta. My mind keeps wandering. I'm too exhausted to even think about work. But we have to. We're almost finished here. So work, Sveta, work. You get a huge Christmas bonus from this. Maybe. You just lost your 3-month bonus, I'm pretty sure. Yesterday. Or maybe like last year where I was hoping to take a trip to the coast with my bonus, but there was only enough for me to treat myself to a cafe meal. Selfish goons. Oh, that's not a bonus. If all you can afford with a bonus is to treat yourself to a cafe meal. I haven't been to the beach in ages. Warm sun, soft sand. No, stop this. Work. I need to think about work. You want to go to the beach in winter? Are you sure about that? So how are you doing over here? I just can't seem to get it together at all today. Yeah, me too. It's like we've both hit the wall today, no matter what we try. Anyway, it's nearly time for lunch, and the bank also closes at noon. Well, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe you can focus on work while we are somewhere else. What do you mean? I think we should try working from home for the rest of the day. We should be able to relax and concentrate more easily there, I think. Sounds good. There's no point in us sitting around here anymore, anyway. And if either of us needs something, the other just a phone call away. Working from home will make for a nice change. You can just kick back in your sweatpants, have your favorite old mug sitting on the table next to you, get up for refills at any time and no one to bother you. Phew, glad to be home. This will make things easier. And when there's nobody around paying attention, you can afford to relax a bit. Yep, you guys have uploaded a great video here. Good, well done. You're not working. You're watching video. I had no idea I missed out so much news this week. I'm feeling better already. Time for me to get back to work. Oh, there's a new line of my favorite perfume. How lovely. I already want it. But that's for later. Now back to work. I've been home for half an hour already and haven't started. Wow, that was a great round, everyone, but that's it for me. I promised to get some work done today. He's still playing. Sveta's likely to be working hard already, and here I am playing around. Maybe working from home wasn't such a great idea. It's hard to get started. I come home and all I want to do is relax. Vlad has probably done what was on his to-do list already, but I haven't done a thing. Another half an hour passes. So here I should be adding this, and there I should do that instead. I haven't got those confused, have I? Yeah, this is unclear without Sveta around to help. I'll have to call her. Getting through this paperwork is all well and good, but we really need to work on the website. And Vlad is the only one who really understands the process. I'll have to call him. Sveta, do you remember that page we were having problems with a while ago? Can you remind me if we were keeping it as it is or changing it? We should definitely change it, but not go as far as you suggested earlier. By the way, what format options are allowed? Just take a look in the folder with our previous work. There should be some examples you can use there. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Thank you. So admit it, Vlad. You've already done everything, haven't you? Then you're just humoring me with these questions. I wish I still can't pull it together and focus on work. Barely sat down to get started when I saw I can't do it at all. So how about you? Pretty much the same as you, but I don't know what we can do. Do we keep going like this, or is there something else we can try? I can't think of anything. Let's keep at it for now. I'll give you a call later, okay? Okay, bye. One more half an hour. I've always worked alone and been happy to do so. Nobody around to interrupt you, nobody to get on your nerves, and you can focus on the task at hand. The only negative is that there's no backup or support if you need it. I've only been working with Sveta for a week, but I'm already so used to her being there. I remember how moody she was when we first met. It's funny how things change. She's certainly not like that, especially when she's focusing on the job. Her methods are a little unorthodox, but she certainly gets results. The week has passed, and I've had next to no customers or client contacts. There was no need to put on that idiotic smile, put on that polite facade. At first glance, all I had to do was deal with the project. Nothing's ever as simple as it first seems, though. I tried just dealing with the documentation, but that didn't work out well. I got tired of it very quickly. But when I'm working with Vlad, everything changes. Vlad's always listening to me, asking for my advice and paying attention to everything I tell him. Makes me feel important. And working with him makes me feel more confident. When you know that somebody needs you for your knowledge, help and support, When you know that somebody needs you for your knowledge, help and support, it's easier to think about work. Vlad is always considering my decisions, even my more reckless ones, and even accepts some of those. If he doesn't like my advice or decision, he always explains why. I remember when I took him for being some conceited turkey when we first met, so embarrassing to think about now. Though he did just sit there like a lump at the time, he wouldn't talk with anyone in the room. He turned out to be a pretty nice guy. I think I'm lucky that I'm working with him. It's funny, even just thinking about Sveta helps me get through my work. I think it's time for a coffee break. It was funny when she accidentally added salt instead of sugar to her tea. Then she was called away and forgot about it. And then some guy came along and couldn't be bothered to make his own and drank it. Then the look on his face was priceless. Phew. Vlad will probably be having a coffee break right about now. That's not a bad idea. I'll get one too. When Vlad's around, he always asks if I want one too when he's making one. You can tell that he's a bachelor though, keeps forgetting to wash his mug, doesn't care if his tea gets cold and still drinks it. He's funny like that. And when he dropped that dirty teaspoon on that witch of a secretary, oh how she screamed. Serves her right. I can do this. I can do this. I'll get this project done. I've done with worse. I've dealt with worse. I both fell asleep right next to their computers. Oh, that's not so good. They're gonna miss the deadline. Sveta, you asked me about some options yesterday. Well, I think I've come up with something. Continuing to work at our current pace isn't going to work, so we're just gonna take it easy, relax, have fun. Then this evening we can get back to work completely refreshed. Well now, Rambo, aren't you all gung-ho today? And what do you suggest that we do to relax then, knowing you have something to do on the computer? Well, normally, yeah, maybe. But I read up on the internet that there's this town not too far away that has this great living history village set up. On their webpage, they had all these images of reenacted historical cavalry battles and defenders holding the walls of a stone fortress in this big siege. They even have all these people dressed up and reciting lines of famous people from the last war. That's it in a nutshell. So what do you say? Should we go? That's not a bad idea. You want to book a tour through an agency and take a bus there? No, they'll take all the fun out of it. We can just head down there on our own. You both do know that you're supposed to complete the project by today, right? So, are you suggesting we take a bike ride down there in the middle of winter? Or if you prefer, we could walk there. Either way, it should only take a couple of weeks if you go now. Hey, no one said we'd be going on foot. I bought a car a few months ago, so we can use that. A car? I had no idea you had one. Well, yeah. I've had to drop everything and travel to work sites on demand in the past, so that's why I bought it. The car's older than I am though, so I don't use it much and walk everywhere instead. Are you sure that it'll even start? Of course it will. I call the car my Swallow, and it's in perfect condition. Hopefully. Hopefully? Well, like I said, I don't use it much. Always driving a car everywhere means it needs constant service, and that takes up a lot of money and time. I don't travel much these days, so I prefer walking. But I make sure to keep the car well maintained. Okay then, show me this Swallow of yours. Wait, hold on a minute. Okay. Are you calling this clunker Swallow? There, you see? You've already completely forgotten about work and are more worried about my car. Oh no, I will not sit in that thing. Why? It's old. It looks like it's going to fall apart. And when was the last time you even cleaned it? Sveta, the car definitely won't fall apart, I promise. Sure, it looks old, but it's never let me down. Well, I guess I'll take your word for it, okay? Okay, what have we got to lose? Let's go. On the road. You know, maybe this isn't so bad after all. This car of yours might look a bit clumsy, but the ride is quite smooth. The heater works well. It's so warm in here you wouldn't think it's winter. This is so much better than going by bus. The buses are terrible, noisy, smelly, surrounded by strangers. You get crowded in. It's just the two of us here in the car, and we are free to go wherever and do whatever we choose. Much better than a bus. And that's not all. We've got all the comforts of modern living, even when on the road. Here you go. Have a thermos of warm coffee. Oh, super. Thank you. On the tour in another city. It is here that we forced the invaders to retreat. Though on the verge of defeat, a valiant effort by our troops turned the tide against our foes, but at an enormous cost. Then a group of only 3 people made for the whole battle more than all the others put together. Well, turns out you're pretty smart. How do you know all this? Are you interested in history? No, I just pass a lot of time playing the shooter doll of QT. It's a horror. Oh, here's a situation like that here's a situation like in that TV series. You know the one when the old man tells how his leg was cut off in the war? Not cut off, but blown off by a shell. It's a very sad story in general. Yeah, it made me cry a lot when he tried to get up and saw his foot off onto the side. You don't understand anything. It was a very dramatic moment. Poof, I can't handle drama. I mean, look at these guys. They should have learned to shoot better, hehe. Right, you've crossed the line there. I've got just a thing for that. Hey, what are you doing? Put that down! No, you don't. Get back here and accept your punishment like a man. This is for making insensitive jokes during a tragic scene. Wait, this will turn into its own tragic scene if you hit me on the head with a frying pan. Where did you pull that from anyway? Camera space? There wasn't a frying pan in your hands a minute ago. Didn't you know that a girl's handbag is actually is bottomless? You never know what I've got in here. Now stop trying to change the subject and get back here. You're not going to try to hit me anymore, right? You know I will. Yeah, I'll pass on that. I'll stay right here, thank you. Oh yes, you will. You'll get it even worse if you don't. Nope. Oh really? I'll just have to get you later. Looks like an art class. Wow, I remember this picture. This piece is one of the most significant battles in history. A lot of locals had ancestors that fought in this battle. The armistice agreed upon afterwards helped bring out a long period of peace and prosperity. What? More Zol of QT? Oh no. Those are only about modern wars. So where do you learn all of this? Seriously, I want to know. Do you have history books at home? Oh no, see, I don't just play Zol of QT. I have a lot of historical games too. I particularly like the strategy war games. You really are a hopeless case after all. Wow, this cafe still exists. Let's check it out. Here? It doesn't look very decent. What do you mean? This is the best place in town. What? This is one of those places you've seen in your games? Certainly looks old enough. Next, you'll tell me a story that back in the Stone Age, a quirky local businessman entertained the people with a mammoth show, right at this very spot. Is that what you think of me? I don't just sit around playing computer games, you know. Yeah, you also sit around watching movies and TV shows. I get it already. Hey, don't be like that. I came to this cafe many years ago. I even remember the name of it, Tavern. Well, it's certainly something different. We may as well go in. You can tell me all about what brought you back here then. While you're at it, you can tell me why this cafe has such a strange name. In the cafe. Actually, you guessed correctly. Oddly enough, this place is actually a historical building. Our people have been coming here to eat for more than a century. Also, they have the most delicious tea in the world. The owner is a bit nostalgic and came up with the name. This is way to keep the place historically authentic. How do you know so much about this place, and how did you get here the last time? Oh, that's a long story. I was very young then. I'd only just started with my freelancing. There was a customer who really wanted to meet in person. I soon found out that he wasn't actually looking for someone to do freelance work. He was looking for a drinking buddy. I had no idea at the time, of course, and turned up dressed like I was going for an interview. One of the few times in my life wearing a jacket. That was the first and last time in my life I did such a stupid thing. What stupid thing? Meeting with a complete stranger in another city? No, I wore a jacket. That's what was really stupid. Hey, you were in a jacket all week in a bank. It was very difficult for me. This guy ended up being okay, I guess, sociable. He didn't get completely drunk. Told me a lot of his history. Told me a lot of the history about this place. I remember it clearly. This was meant to be my first serious work order. And well, such is life. You mentioned the tea here. How do you know about it? You were drinking alcohol with that man that time, I assume, not tea? Well, I almost didn't drink, but this was a new client, so I joined him. I wasn't feeling so great afterwards. He noticed my condition and told me about this magic local tea. All my pain vanished after having a cup. I would like to know what tea it is. So we left the place completely sober, and in the end we actually had to work. Oh, in the end he actually had a work order for me. Yeah, he ended up being a very honest and direct client and paid me very well for my work. You certainly have an interesting life. Here I'm stuck in the bank, can't get out. I'm that overloaded with work, I can't see daylight. How about catching up with friends? Well, I can't talk, being an unsociable computer homebody. You're a girl though, you must have a bunch of friends. Yeah, well, not really. Most are only acquaintances. Everyone only cares about themselves, and when they're all together, all they do is stand around boasting of their successes. I wasn't expecting that. To be honest, it's not very often that I go out. I just want to go home after work. And I'm usually too busy on the weekends. We work almost a week in the cafe. This is my longest cafe marathon. Well, it turns out that maybe my life isn't so bad after all. At the very least, I get to meet with customers, or just do some small jobs here and there to cover living expenses, and I regularly get out get out of the house. Yeah, still, it's a completely different thing to be sitting in a cafe working, instead of going just for fun. But this has been nice. You've been telling all sorts of interesting stories. There's no one bothering us, and we're able to just sit here savoring the world's best tea. On the way back. Oh Vlad, look, what a cute snowman. Come on, let's go. Why? We're almost home. What do you mean why? It's cute. Come on. Well, if you say so, okay. On the meadow. And in the summer, there will be mushrooms everywhere. When I was a child, I was very fond of them and used to pick them when taking a walk with my parents in the woods. Sorry, I don't get out much. Phew, I need to get out on the road more often, even in the middle of winter. I'm out of practice with my driving. I hope Sveta hasn't noticed. Oh, there's a bird nest in the trees. And squirrels. Look at how pure white it is. A great plain of snow, untouched by man. But it's not a plain, it's a forest. Oh, don't be a spoilsport. All the same, it's cool. Yahoo! Okay. Oh, in my childhood there was a story about a wondrous forest. You'll never believe it. Hehe. Listen, it goes like this. Well, it seems that Sveta is relaxed, finally. Turns out, she really does have a lovely smile. Not at all like the one that she always has when in the bank. This is completely sincere, one coming straight from the heart. There are hundreds of those funny stories from childhood that everyone has, but everyone has ones that are special. The ones that take them back when they were truly carefree. What are you doing just standing there with a vulgar smile for? Catch a snowball! Oh, Monday, project completion day. So it took them 8 days, not 7 days, or even 5 working days. Well, I assume all conditions have been met. Well, you should be aware that we came across a series of issues where, as we progressed, we couldn't account for this when we started this project. I don't know about this. As you know, everything has been clearly listed in the contract. What does it say about this situation? It states here that the contract will be voided if proof of fault by our party is presented on claims. Wait, what? It states here that the contract will be voided if proof of fault by our party is presented on any claims. Completed work remains the property of the bank as compensation for loss of revenue and impact on workplace productivity. But you can clearly see that we have done the best we could. If the volume of work was exactly as what was planned for in the work list, everything would have been completed. How could we know? The papers would have so many cross-references. Why are you even bothering with these excuses? The contract is concluded. It is not my fault that you can properly assess the scope of the work in detail. You agreed to a week being enough time to accomplish the task. I didn't force you. Now it's upon you to take responsibility for your decisions. But how can you do this to us? I mean, we've completed the main pages and made sure that we transferred the more important documents to electronic form. And we've completed most of the minor items that were raised. We didn't have time to do support pages. The reference links for those were all over the place. Did anyone say this would be an easy job? What is written in the contract? Ensure that all cross-links are present and confirmed correct. You said yourself that there are no connections with some auxiliary pages, so this contract item hasn't been completed. So in accordance with paragraph 13.7 of the contract, all development, rights, and work, complete or in part, are now transferred to the ownership of the bank without cost. I want to remind that the contract was notarized. If you raise a case in court, you will end up with nothing. Any court's ruling will side with the bank. This contract is dishonest. The way this has written up, contract does not have any rights. Look at this. Even if there's a case considered an act of God, the contract rules only in favor of the bank. No one forced you into this. You had the opportunity to review the contract before signing. It's too late to change anything. Are you kidding me? We have completed the primary task, and now you're saying that you're not willing to pay us for any of it? I think I've been clear enough with my explanation. In my perspective, the decisions I've made here are well within my legal rights. Really, you should understand our point of view as well. You're being completely unreasonable. It doesn't really matter what you think of me. In the end, it's all about money, isn't it? And right now, I will pay you nothing. So that means... Fine, I get it. Would you consider negotiating? That's the question I've been waiting for. After all, it wouldn't be profitable to anger the programmers of my own website. So I have a compromise. The contract hasn't been fulfilled. Then let it officially remain so. Unofficially, I'll pay you 50% of the agreed amount and I retain full rights and ownership to your completed work. Do you agree? But, I could refuse, but I really don't think I really don't have any other choice, do I? Exactly, that's the best I can offer. Okay, I agree, half is better than nothing, but I won't provide support for the product. That's fine, agreed. This envelope has your money. Don't let me keep you any longer. Later in the bank. Why did you agree to all that? We did all the work except for all of those issues we couldn't account for. We should have demanded the full amount. Yeah, but the money actually goes to Vlad. Sveta still gets paid usual salary, but it seems like she's completely on Vlad's side now. Sveta, I've dealt with these types of customers before. We're lucky that he paid anything at all. He should have made even more demands of us. He would have made even more demands of us if we pushed him. These types? Come on, it can't be that hard to deal with, surely. Yes, we are paid a minimum wage for working here, and it's almost impossible to get a raise, but they always issue our paychecks on time. It's for the same reason, really. It's all about the money. He's terribly greedy, but didn't want to let on, or we'd have grounds to sue the bank. Sly fox, that one. Yeah, so what should we do now? What's there to do? I'm going home. I won't be coming back to this bank again. Oh, well, let me help you pack. Oh, I don't have anything to collect. I'll just make my way through the bank and say goodbyes to everyone. Okay then, what? It's nothing. All the best. Thank you, hope you'll keep in touch. Hey, come on. Vlad, wait up. Sveta, what's up? I would have thought that you would have been still catching up on work. Don't worry about that. You're leaving already? Yeah, it's about that time. So, can I help you? Here, Commandante Cactus. Take it, please. Oh come, he's yours now. Your lucky charm that will protect you. Of course he is. Yes, please keep it at your house for a while. I'll have a lot of work. I have a lot to do at work for the next few weeks, so I won't be getting home until late at night. Not sure I can look after it very well. Once I've dealt with everything here, I'll take back the cactus and take good care of it. Please, will you take it? Okay, just don't forget to come by. Sure. After a few days. Ooh, that's finally over. I can catch up on some sleep. No more pressure. I can kick back and relax. I wonder how Sveta's doing. I wonder who's gonna contact first. A few more days pass. Dun, dun, dun. A diet of dumplings obviously isn't agreeing with me. Back at the bank, they all kept feeding me. There was always someone treating me with a bun, candy bar, or something to drink. Sveta even brought in some homemade soup for me once. I hate soup, but hers was really delicious. The week passes, and I haven't cleaned out my hard drive for ages. There's so much trash on here, no wonder it's been running slow. I better get this fixed right now. Don't you agree, Commandante? Nice to know that you're always here to support me, almost like Sveta. After a few days. Oh, Sveta, hello, how are you? I quit my job. What? Why? Kind of providence, maybe. Once I really saw what kind of person my boss was, and looked to my friends at this bank for advice, they just walked away. They're all completely self-absorbed, looking out only for themselves and trying to take advantage of everyone else. If I stayed at the bank, I'd soon end up just like them. Well, you were really on the way. Before you met Vlad. Wow, that's a bold step. I've been meaning to say this for a while, Vlad. Thank you so much for everything. We've been through a lot, both frustrating and fun, and in such a short time. And then there was everything at the bank. Everything that the bank threw at us at the end of all of it. Only, you know what? It was all worth it. I have learned to enjoy life again. Our trip opened up my eyes about a lot of things. The 1 week working with you was like a breath of fresh air in a realm of hollow sadness. So it's all thanks to you that I can smile with all my heart and soul again. Really, but I didn't do anything. But I'm really happy for you, Sveta. After all, it was you who told me that we need to move forward and do something with our lives. Look at you now. By the way, Commandante Cactus has gone very green for some reason. Turned green? Like, are you feeling okay? This is a cactus, it should be green. Green as in, he's been feeling very unwell lately. With all the work she's been doing lately, his mom seems to have completely forgotten about him. Maybe you could check in on him this evening. I'll have tea ready with chocolate. Oh, sorry. Oh, so this is how it is it? Let me think. Milk chocolate? Of course. For you, Svetlana. You're only the best. You know, Mr. Wizard, I think you've talked me into it. The end. Winter novel. Oh dear. I thought this was a game, but it was actually, yes, novel. But it was interesting. It was fun to read through. And like Svetlana wanted, she got a happy ending. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. Commandant say cactus. I still don't think that's a cactus though. Still looks more like a succulent plant. And that milk chocolate still looks like flowers. Thank you for being with us. Yep, that's the end. Let's see. Okay. Oh, wasn't exactly a game, but I had fun. It was interesting. It was good. So, yep. Guess that's the end for now. Right. Thank you for watching.